Okay. I feel so bad for this parent. They say, I am just done with this school nonsense. I want to stop. Can we just throw this year in the rubbish? We were distance learning and I tried it for 4 weeks. Then I asked for an IEP to say it's not working. They told me at the meeting we were going back to in person, so all would be better. We started in person, went 4 days, and one of the kids tested positive. Now we are back to being at home for 2 weeks. He is in second grade, a special ed class, has autism plus. If we just stop and say we will try again next fall, do we lose anything? We'll lose the year, but will we lose the IEP and have to start all over? I don't think there's any benefit for him to be at the school with masks and risking of being infected, and distance isn't working at all.
Well, I guess what I would say to her is, what is your plan C? Is your plan C that you're going to homeschool him? Is your plan C that you're going to find a private school that you think is safe? If you just opt out for a year, then they don't have any obligation to provide you with compensatory education, which they owe you from March to, it sounds like you did, 4 weeks in the fall, and it wasn't very good. And I hope you took really good documentation. So what you need to do is have an IEP with them and tell them that the options that you've been offered are so bad that you're considering, having to resort to self-help measures, but tell them you don't want to do that, but this is what it's going to take if they're going to fix things for you. Now, there's a lot of school district attorneys running around telling people, if the parent removes a child from the local public school and places a child in a private program, they're disenrolled from the district. That is not true. If you are removing your child from public school because the district isn't offering you a free, appropriate public education, and you give 10 business days notice and your reasons for the removal, you still have claims against the district. So if your position is, the best I can do is homeschool my student for this school year, you need to give them notice in a way that's going to protect your right to bring claims later. Now, we've talked about this on the show before, but it's worth bringing up again. In California, all you have to do to form a homeschool is to go online to the California Department of Education, fill in a 2-page homeschool affidavit, which is nothing. And once you do that, your home becomes a private school with one student, your student. So that's the way you protect your rights. I think that, the big problem for folks is, like, what if there are no good options at all?
Well, and I'll be honest with you, Bonnie, I'm hearing from a lot of parents who have kids that are um, greatly affected, and that things are really hard in a regular situation, but
Yes,
with
they are.
COVID, and they're saying to me, why can't I just not do any, like, I want my child to be educated, but I send my child mostly to school for them to have a break, for them to socialize, for me to have a break. And since none of that is happening, can't I just, and parents who have said to me, listen, my kid is not the kid who's ever going to go to college. My kid, they'll say to me, I'm not giving up, but I want to be realistic, and this is just torture. Could we just take a year off?
Well, yeah,
And I don't know the
I
answer.
just told you how to take a year off. I mean, I just told you could do homeschooling for a year and not.
But what if they don't want to do homeschooling? Can they
Well, what are they
just
what are they going to do?
play? And
That is
and
homeschooling. There's no specific curriculum they
okay.
have to follow. That's the whole thing about California, is if you set up a homeschool in your home, nobody can come in and tell you you're doing it wrong. Now, if you opt out of distance learning and you don't set up the homeschool or communicate to the district what you're doing, they can still report you for truancy, for
Okay.
not
Right. Well,
doing the
that's
distance
the answer
learning.
then.
I mean, the other thing we've been doing is we've been taking the distance learning plans and actually taking data on them. We did an IEP, which turned out quite successfully after we showed all the problems with the distance learning plan and excuse me, indicated periods of the day that we wanted to opt out from. Sorry, the district agreed to move the ABA provider from Zoom to home. So that there might be ways to reconfigure the schedule that make it more useful to the parent.
Okay.
Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.